Just another half, please. Look about Tommy McArdle.
Oh, your mate?
Yeah.
Well, what about him?
I've got to find him.
Look, this is a pub, not a lost property office.
It's very important.
I just serve the booze, eh? And I don't do a bad job, even though I do say so myself.
Look, you were in here that night I gave him that paper with my number on it.
You what?
The police seen you.
Look, I know you haven't been drinking much. Are you taking tablets or something?
No, you must know what I'm talking about.
I've got a job to do. I can't be wasting my time playing games with customers.
I'm not playing games. My future could depend on talking to Tommy McArdle.
Might just be in luck then.
Can I have a word with you, Tommy?
Hello there. Can't put a name to the face.
George Jackson.
That's right. What are you drinking, George?
I don't want to drink off you. I want something else.
Vodka and Tia Maria, please, Cole. Oh, and a bottle of scotch. Oh, just been over to see my mum. She's got a bit of a cold, like.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Tommy.
Oh, well, toddy should do her good, eh? Yeah, nasty thing, a cold when you're a senior citizen, don't you think, George?
I want you to help me.
Oh, I'm well known for my charity work. George, what can I do for you?
You can clear me with the police.
Your voice down, son. I don't believe I know what you're talking about.
You know all right. You know I'm not a criminal. I gave you that plan in good faith and you used it to plan a robbery.
Hey, slow down and watch the verbals, George. Think you better have that drink, eh?
I told you I don't want one. Do you realise the bother I'm in?
I don't, George. And I don't know why you're telling me.
It's because of you. You tricked me. You must have set that robbery up.
Look, hang on to this lot, will you, Cole? I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, step into the office, George. A bit more private in there, eh?
Look, all I'm saying is tell the truth. You can say you lost the plan, anything.
Plan? What plan? What plan? Eh? I go out to get my mother a drop of scotch because she's got a cold and I get you in the face. Hey,
all I'm saying is want the truth out.
Do you hear what I said? My mum's got a cold and I'm having to waste time with you.
Tommy, please. I'm not a villain. I've got a job. I've got a family.
Look, you've got nothing to do with me. Do you understand? I give myself a day off to be with my own mother. And you come in here and spoil it. Who do you think you are?
Everything all right, Tommy?
Aye, sound as a band. I'll tell you what, though. This pub isn't what it used to be. I used to be able to come in here without being disturbed. He's quite upset me, he has.
Yeah, well, he's been acting strange since he came in.
Yeah, it'll be a good idea to get him outside then, wouldn't it? Before he upsets somebody else.
Right. Come on.
Please help me.
You want some more?
Hey, look, it's all right, so I'll get him out.
Yeah, well, I would. A little incident like this gives the pub a bad name, doesn't it?
Who's going? No,
Give us a pint of whatever that fella had, will you, lad?
Bitter.
George? God, who was it? Is he still in there?
Don't go in there. You just make matters worse.
Was it McArdle?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. If it was him, we could go to the police. They could help you.
Won't help. He'd probably just say... He'd get half a dozen blokes to say they saw me attack him in the bogs. What are you doing here?
I've just been shopping.
I don't know what to do now.
Okay, leave it to the solicitor. We'll tell him all about this.
What if I could just talk to McArdle? You ought to get through to him.
Oh, you're in another world, George. Come on. Come on, let's go home. Here, come on.
Your Karen came up with a good idea yesterday.
Oh, what was that?
Hiring out sewing machines. I think it's worth a try. A lot of people only use them a few times a year. There's no point buying one if you can hire it.
Yeah, that's right. The only thing we could do is prick the fingers. Talking of which.
Hello.
All right. It's busy you took on alibi statement.
Can we have a word?
Yeah, sure. This is sort out your statements for you, eh?
About the alibi you gave for Victor.
What about it?
Can we go through it again?
Shall I get Terry?
If by Terry you mean Mr. Sullivan, that'd be a great help.
Make us a cup of tea, will you see?
No sugar for me, thanks. How's business?
It's all right.
I know what's to come if we want to hire any tools now, don't I, eh?
Yeah, well, we serve any type of customers in here, you know.
How did you get into this business?
I don't know, really.
Yeah, well, it's a living of a sort, I suppose.
Not as exciting as your line, no way.
Oh, it's not all car chases and shootouts, you know. Still, there's enough variety to keep the mind active. Better than being in a place like this gathering dust.
I was thinking of joining the police once, you know.
Oh, yeah, what happened?
Turned me down. Mum and Dad were married.
I've known that for days. Well, look, Bill, there's Ben. The other half of the double act. Right, let's go through the whole routine again, shall we? Step by step, very slowly, and in very great detail. Just arrives here with 3 electric drills, out of the blue.
Yeah, that's right. He was skipping me off the malt.
He got them from a junk shop and you gave him a tenner for him.
Yeah, but we tried them first.
And on the basis of this mammoth deal, you went to the Swan to celebrate?
Yeah? No. We went to the Prince Albert for a quiet drink.
Nobody remembers you in there.
Yeah, we were very quiet, weren't we? I mean, I only got on the tables and dropped me keks on a Saturday night. Well, and then we come back here.
With Victor?
Yeah, that's right. Stayed about half an hour or so, maybe longer.
Why did he come back here? Is he into dust after he's had a drink or something?
Well, I mean, we talk business. This is our business premises, you know.
Oh. Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you lads drink in the Swan or the Prince Albert?
Lager? The same.
And what did Victor Martin Scott drink on the night in question?
Golden.
Golden.
Yeah, it's half bitter and half lager mixed.
So they ran out of lager that night. You'd remember, wouldn't you?
But they didn't.
This isn't good enough.
What isn't?
There's sugar in my tea. That's no way to treat your customers.
Yeah, well, we'll remember that if and when you do come in here as a customer.
That'll do for now. I'll probably see you again later.
You pair of pillocks.
What's up with you?
Just in case.
He knows you're lying.
No, it's just trying it on, that's all.
You're covering up for Victor, who's guilty, and doing nothing to help George.
Look, we can't help George. If we give Victor to the busies, it won't make things any better for George. It'll just make them worse.
Why?
Victor drove the getaway car, right, that had George's street plan in it. So if the police get hold of Victor, that means it's going to make it 10 times worse for George.
But if George knew about Victor, couldn't he turn him in?
And us now. Look, there's nothing we can do to help, honest.
Honest? You don't know the meaning of the word. George is the only one who's innocent in all this, as far as I can see. And he's the only one that's been arrested.
So far. Let's hope the lager wasn't off that night.
You look like you could use a friend. Hey, guess who I was thinking about last night?
Who?
You. I was probably a bit edgy with you yesterday.
What do you want with me?
Because my mum's not been too well, did I tell you?
Yeah.
How is she today?
Oh, much better, thanks, George. Very nice of you to ask. Anyway, I got to thinking about you last night and the state you were in. Don't worry, George. Don't worry.
Where are we going?
No, what struck a chord with me, you see, was you telling me you were a family man. I'm a family man. Yeah, I love kids. Like them roasted best. Just a joke, George. Only a joke. Anyway, I got to wondering, like, how you were going to manage.
What do you mean?
Well, I reckon after studying your case with just a passing interest, that you might get sent down.
Well, I haven't done anything.
Now, wait a minute, George. Hang on. I'm going to be your friend. And you're going to be my friend, eh? And you know what they say, a friend in need is a pain in the arse, but I'm going to be your friend. Now, what do friends do? They help each other. So this is what we're going to do. I want you to be a good bloke, nice and quiet up to your trial, right? If you get off, all well and good. But if you go down, I want you to keep nice and quiet and no fuss. Then when you come out, your friend, me, will see you right. Right? I'll tell you why I'm doing this, George. It's me mum. You see, I don't want any unnecessary fuss about the house, like. Not what she's got this cold. I mean, I'm bomb-proof, the busies know that. But they're looking for an excuse, see? Now, I don't want you to be that excuse. Right? So, you go inside, keep a zipper on it. When you come out, I'll see you right. And your wife and kids all right if you get sent down.
Don't you go near my wife and kids.
No personal contact, George. Just a little help via the post office, that's all.
I'm innocent.
Oh, aren't we all? But, bit of friendly advice, George. Don't go inside and be a whiner. No, much better to keep quiet, eh? And pretend you're a pen pal of Ronnie Biggs. Nobody likes to whinge you. Mind how you go.
To know. The poor bloke doesn't know what's happening to him.
Look, Johnson will come crashing down on us like a ton of bricks. George drew Tommy McArdle a street plan showing where there was a burnt-out bonded warehouse. He also left his phone number on it, Michelle.
Well, that just proves how innocent he is.
Not to Johnson, it doesn't. Look, Tommy and Victor went and did a job, right? They made a ash of it. They did a runner. At the same time, they left George's map inside the car. It's the only firm evidence that the busies have got to go on.
Which is why they've arrested George.
Exactly.
Couldn't you do a deal with the police? George for Victor?
Don't be soft, Michelle.
Why can't you get Victor to come up with a way of getting George off?
Victor was with us, remember?
Well, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't tell George.
You could be living on your own if Johnson cops for us. Listen, if you want to tell George, Michelle, go ahead. But you got to remember, behind this is Tommy McArdle, right? And if he thinks that me and Terry are messing him about, a run-in with Johnson will seem like a day out at the Garden Festival compared to what Tommy McArdle do to me and him. God, why did we get involved? Let us in, will you? The last time I'm getting a bus must have looked a right div.
Did you have to get a ticket for it?
It was your idea. Nearly walked some woman in the back.
It's a wonder you didn't get done for obstruction. Still, that's another satisfied customer.
Celia, we're going to have to get a van.
You know we can't.
I know. Capital expenditure.
Picking up the jargon, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm a businessman now, aren't I? Legit.
We can't afford a van at the moment. There's been a lot of outlay recently. Converting the shop, getting in the stock. And your dad losing that ladder didn't help.
Yeah, well, he'll get him back.
From that window cleaner. From what Terry said about him, he'll have sold it for the price of a pint by now. The fact is, we need to build up the business. We could do with some publicity.
Oh, I know. We'll get Terry to go round one of them boards on it. Terry the sandwich man.
That's an idea.
Oh, God, see, you'd never do that.
Not sandwich boards, but we need something. Like leaflets or something.
What?
We could get leaflets printed. Plenty of them to distribute round.
Oh, no, hang on a minute,
you and Terry can go and deliver them.
Right. How was that?
It's all right.
It's good, isn't it? Time?
What?
6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of this for the leaflet? Tool hire, reasonable rates. Do that job in half the time. Come to us for your mechanical friend. Then a list of what we've got, phone number and address. If you have that done in red and spread them round a bit, we'll have them queuing up to hire our tools.
Yeah, but you've forgotten something.
What?
Free delivery service.
Oh, yeah?
If we had a van.
You're not going to give up, are you?
Well, just think about it, see. We put the logo on the side of it. That'd be publicity, then we'd really be in business, wouldn't we?
You know there isn't any money.
Well, you haven't got any money, but I know it was.
Who?
Never mind. Just think of the van for delivering all the leaflets and that.
What are you up to?
Just wait and see. See. Well, what do you think?
What is it?
It's a van.
I can see that. I mean, what's it doing here?
It's ours. I've bought it.
I told you, the business can't afford it.
It hasn't had to.
What?
Me and Celia have bought it.
What do you mean?
Well, you know we had 350 left over from the bathroom fittings. Well, I asked him, he agreed. So we bought it. 350. Not bad, eh?
These have turned out well, haven't they?
Yeah, they're all right, aren't they?
Isn't that our ladder?
I think it is.
The one your dad lost?
The one Sinbad walked off with. Come on, let's go and get it. Didn't look like action to me.
Hundreds of them.
You're not in court one.
Tackle a fine in here and all these corridors.
Oh, never mind that. Help us look. What's this, Regina?
Regina, look. Regina's the Queen. The Queen against all of us, lot.
Here you are. Court 8. Regina v. Jackson. Oh, George. The Queen against us.
Before Judge Hamilton Brown. Don't like the sound of him.
I didn't know it was that.
What, love?
You know the Queen.
Surely still first. Let's find this court.
Yeah, I've got some mints.
No thanks.
Stand to one side, please.
Do you think that's him?
I don't know, love. Just wish it was all over.
Ah, there you are. And just in time. Right. Right, follow me.
All stand. All persons who have anything to do before the Crown Court, draw near and give your attendance.
Put up George Edward Jackson. Is your name George Edward Jackson?
Yes, sir.
George Edward Jackson, you stand charged on indictment with conspiracy contrary to the Theft Act of 1968. The particulars of the offence being that between the 1st day of August and the 8th day of August 1984, in the county of Merseyside, you conspired with others unknown to burgle the premises of Carson's Bonded Warehouse, Liverpool. To this indictment, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
How long was the fire service in attendance?
About 4 hours in all.
And was Jackson present throughout this period?
I believe so, but I had other duties to perform, transferring stock from the fire-damaged warehouse to an adjacent store.
And did you speak to him again, after, as you've told us, he was abusive?
I made the same request, yes. Then he got on his high horse.
Mr. Travis, just answer the questions, if you would. Did you have cause to speak to Jackson a third time?
Yes, when he and the others were leaving.
What did you say?
I asked if he and the others would line up for a search by myself and those officers under my command.
Why did you make such a request?
It's routine. All tradesmen, etc., are searched before leaving. Our stock at any time can amount to hundreds of thousands of pounds worth.
And what was the defendant's reaction to this request?
He swore at me.
And was he searched?
Yes.
By who?
I searched him.
And did you speak to him as you searched?
He spoke to me.
What did he say?
He was insulting about me and my security force. Damned insulting.
Can you be more specific?
He said we were fools to move the cigarettes and spirits from the damaged premises to a wooden building close by. Said we'd be lucky if it stayed there for long.
Do you recall exactly what he said?
I made a note of it shortly after.
Why did you do that?
Because I'd considered reporting him to his superiors.
I see. And what did he say?
He said, I hope those ciggies and booze choke you. That's if they're still there by next week.
And that is your complete note of what he said?
Not quite. He said, you risk my mates' lives keeping this lot safe. It would serve you right if they all got robbed.
Thank you, Mr. Travis.
All right. I saw the car. What are you doing?
I'm washing up.
I mean, airsoft. I thought you'd be down at court.
Well, they didn't want me down there, did they? Come in.
Why didn't they want you to go?
I don't know.
I told Celia you were down there, Ted. I mean, I'm working my flaming arms off down at that shop. Haven't even got time to go and get my mum a birthday presents.
Look, I'm sorry, Barry. I just don't feel like working. Not till I know how it's going with George.
Well, look, there's nothing we can do to help, Teddy. Nothing at all.
Look, Michelle's been having another go at me.
She reckons we should shop Victor. She's just panicking, that's all. George will be back down the Swan tonight playing his guitar. Suspended sentence. He won't even get that.
And what if he does?
Teddy, I've told you, suspended. I mean, he's a fireman, isn't he? Working class hero. You get more for not having a telly licence.
You don't have to live with them.
Look, I've told you, he'll be all right.
I hope so.
And do you recall what you discovered in Mr. Jackson's pockets?
Personal effects, wallet, loose change.
No notes or diagrams?
No.
Now, these remarks of Mr. Jackson's, I put it to you, Mr. Travis, that your version of what was said was motivated by your annoyance with Mr. Jackson when he failed to carry out your request earlier that day, when you asked him to avoid damaging the cigarettes.
That is not true.
I also put it to you that your note of the remarks made by Mr. Jackson, allegedly made by Mr. Jackson, that they were not made until such times as you were interviewed by the police, subsequent to the burglary.
No.
No further questions, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. Mr. Laraway?
No further questions, my lord. Call Colin Arthur Dunn.
Colin Arthur Dunn?
That's the pig I used to work with down at the Swan.
How does it sound to you?
George would never say things like that.
Don't fellas like him have wives and kids?
Mr. Dunn, you are well used to seeing relatively large amounts of cash. Could you tell the court how much you saw change hands?
I don't know. A lot.
Which denomination of notes?
Eh?
Were they £1 notes, £5 notes, £10?
Oh, loads of 20s.
I see. And would you be able to tell roughly what amount of cash changed hands in banknotes?
300 or 400 quid, something like that.
You flaming liar, Dunn. 50 quid I got, no more.
Mr. Jackson.
He's been told to say that. Somebody's put him up to this.
Mr. Jackson, you will refrain from interrupting. Mr. Westbrook, would you tell the defendant that he will have his opportunity to give evidence?
You must see customers with large amounts of money from time to time. Why should you recall the fact that Jackson was in possession of such a large sum?
He told me.
He told you? What did he say?
Said he had a nice little job on the side, checking fire precautions in some club uptown, and that he got paid up front.
Did he say which club?
No.
Did you ask him?
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
No, he said it was between him and the customer.
Now, who do you suppose he meant by the customer?
The man he was sitting with. Don't want to give him the money.
Did you know this man, the customer?
No.
Had you ever seen him before the evening in question?
No.
Or since?
Oh, no.
Now, let me turn to this matter of fire precautions. Jackson told you that he'd been asked by this person to undertake a fire precautions check at a club in town.
Yeah.
You are, I take it, an experienced barman.
Been doing it 9 years.
Have you ever worked in clubs?
Quite a few, yeah.
And have you ever been involved in fire precaution checks or surveys?
With respect, my lord, are we to take it my learned friend has called Mr. Dunn as an expert witness on fire precaution surveys?
I'm sure that is not Mr. Laraway's intention.
If the court will bear with me, my lord.
Very well. Please continue.
I'm much obliged, my lord. Have you ever been involved in fire precaution checks or surveys?
Oh, I've shown the fire bobbies round a few times, you know, so they can do reports.
You say a few. Do you recall exactly how many times?
4, I think.
4 times. And on any of these occasions, have you ever paid these firemen?
Not at all.
Could you tell the court why not?
Well, it's free, innit? Doesn't cost a penny.
No further questions, my lord? Please, stay in the box, Mr. Dunn.
Now, Mr. Dunn,
I think this might be an appropriate time to adjourn for today. I must remind you, Mr. Dunn, that you are still under oath and that you must on no account discuss the case outside this courtroom.
All set.
What do you wish? You're not supposed to tell. Go on. I wish me dad. I wish he gets off. So do I. Did you hear that, Terry?
What?
We both wish the same. That me dad gets off.
You'll be all right. Better get rid of that stuff before your mum comes home.
I wish me dad gets off. When are they coming home?
I don't know.
You know if me dad doesn't come home, will you come and stay here, Terry? Will you?
Be soft, lads.
We're home. Dad!
Oh, am I glad to see you, Pet.
I wasn't like that. Did you have a wig on?
Hey, upstairs, you two. Give your dad a rest.
Oh, Mum.
Go on.
Congratulations, George.
You what?
You got off.
Got off? Got off?
Do you think we'd be like this, eh, if he'd got off?
Terry, they're only halfway through the prosecution.
Sorry, but you're coming home and... How did it go, then?
How did it go? If you want to know, Terry, it didn't.
Not very well.
So you can tell that to your mate.
Yeah, and you can tell him his other mate, McArdle, isn't content to drop me in it, but he's fixing his trial as well.
What?
Oh, read the papers.
You come back to flat, then?
Things may not have gone as well as expected today, but tomorrow should be better. Right. George, get that shirt off.
Hey?
We've been living with this for weeks. We're going to go in that court tomorrow with every good luck charm we've got, including Paul Collins' shirt.
Don't be soft.
Well, I'm not going to sit around here moping. For starters, that shirt's getting washed and ironed. Oh, look, love. You're going to go in that court tomorrow and give them the facts. Put straight what them liars have said today.
Marie's right, you know, George. It isn't over yet.
Isn't it? You heard what was said.
And the jury heard what was said. Well, tomorrow they're going to hear the truth. George,